Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Kwam Yashala. Just want to give all praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well and that do teach well and that have taught me this truth. To you I say Shalom, and Shalom to the hopeful elect. Kwam Yashala and Abad Babal. Alright, so I just want to share what's going on in Haiti, and we can learn from this. Because this is an example and an ensample of how America is going to be, on a bigger scale in the near future. Everything that you see taking in place in Haiti will come over here in America. So the scriptures that come to mind right off the bat are 2nd Ezra 9, 2nd Ezra the 15th chapter, Romans the 13th chapter, and Daniel 4 and 17. I'll probably hit up those four scripts, most likely. And also I see Exodus the 24th chapter. So it says here, Haiti Prime Minister resigns amid a sense of a war, rumors of cannibalism. Now just keep in mind, when it says rumors of cannibalism, it's a rumor, so that it might not be true. Now I was trying to look for some type of footage to see if it was true, and I couldn't find anything so far. I don't know, maybe the footage is out there. I don't know, maybe you brothers or whoever's watching, maybe you've seen something. If you have, just, feel free to put a link so I can check it out. But with that being said, it's a rumor. And we know that the media, they're known for always trying to portray Jake in a negative light. So this could just be to demonize them, right? We don't know. But it still says a rumor, so it might not even be true. But that's a damn shame. Now, just from reading the title alone, it shows me how fragile, pretty much it shows how fragile the notion of government really is, and also how a government can be discarded and overthrown in a single day, That's serious. And ultimately, who's responsible for that? Who's responsible for this? It's Yahweh Bashem Yahushai at the end of the day, baby. He's responsible for this. And he's showing you that all the governments on the earth, they're not perfect. And especially this one, Haiti. And by the way, Haiti, or you Haitians, you so-called Haitians, you go back to the tribe of Levi. That's your forefather. Your forefather is Levi, or Loya. And guess what? That means you go back to the children of Israel. So, hey, man, what's going on in Haiti? Man, the tribe of Levi over there, you're catching hell. You're going through a lot of hell. All right. But yeah, man, it just shows how fragile the notion of government really is, and that a nation can be discarded and overthrown in a single day. But who's ultimately responsible for this, guys? Who's ultimately responsible? It's Yahweh Bashem Yoshai. Now let's get a precept. Since I said that, let's get Isaiah 45 and 7. The Lord is responsible for this, and he's showing you that all the governments on the earth, they're not perfect, and the only perfect government is his government, and that government is going to be ran by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You can get Isaiah chapter 9 and 6. I'm going to get that right after this, but it's going to be a perfect government. Okay, you got Yahushai, King David, you got the 12 kings, and then you got the rank and file right after that. It's going to be a perfect government. So let's get Isaiah 45 and 7, and then I'll jump to Isaiah 9 and 6. So it says, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, Yahweh, do all these things. So the Lord, he creates evil. He creates bad times. He also creates peace. He also forms the light. He also forms darkness. Okay, so the Lord is doing all these things. And everything that you see here was orchestrated by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai on the left-hand side. Even right down to the title. The Lord put the spirit on this person here, this journalist, to make this title sound bad. Which it is bad. So the Lord is responsible for everything that takes place on this earth, whether it's good or bad. Okay? So just remember that. Just remember that. Now let's get Isaiah 9 and 6. Let's pull that up. This is Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder. And his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty Power, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end. Okay? So if there's going to be peace upon no ends, okay, that means it's going to be perfect. And we're not experiencing peace on the governments, by these different governments, by these different powers that are ruling. Okay, that includes the international banking families and these noble families that are ruling. We don't experience peace being governed under them. Okay? There's always something. It's just sorrows, man. So in this kingdom that's going to be ruled by Yahushua, we're going to experience peace. So it's going to be perfect. And why? Because the law, statutes, and commandments are going to be in full effect. Okay, and it's going to be the standard. And peace there shall be no end upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom to order it. Okay, so that's going into the rank and file. You got Yahweh, you got Yahushua, then you got King David, then you got the rank and file under King David. And they're going to keep it in order. And it says here, and to establish it with judgment and with justice. And that's something that we're not seeing. This is why people are lashing out. That's why you got civil war, because you're not seeing justice. Justice is not prevailing in Haiti. And that's why you have these gangs wreaking havoc and forcing this man to resign. Right? Because there's no justice, no peace. Okay, no peace. Now, it says here, from henceforth, even forever, the zeal of Yahweh of armies will perform this. That's right, and the Lord is going to perform it. The Lord is going to come back. He's gonna take this kingdom down, take this world down. He's going to destroy the wicked, and he's going to bring forth his government. The Lord is going to do it. The scripture says, every eye shall see him. Also go into 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. Also go into Revelation, the 19th chapter. Revelation 6, going into the prophecy of the white horse cracking them skies. Hey, the Lord's going to do this. The Lord is going to come back in great power. Isaiah chapter 47, verse 3. The Lord's not going to meet thee as a man. All right. So, yeah. So with that being said as well, I just want to say, at the end of the day, people have no inherent right under the laws that they're under. Okay. They have no inherent right under the law to overthrow their government. But the reality being on this earth, sometimes the people, they have no lawful obligation to be governed without consent. Okay? They don't. Now, that's why I said earlier, I might go into Exodus 24th chapter. And I think this is the perfect time to do it. Because the only reason why Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is ruling over us, and the reason why we're going through all these curses and we're experiencing this negativity, is because we gave consent to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to rule over us. You see, these governments that we're under today, I'm talking about the people, we haven't really given our consent to be ruled over or governed over. And yes, we've done it through these different contracts, but we are ignorant to the fact that we were giving up our consent. That's why the apostles, they came out with, they educated us on how pretty much if you have a birth certificate, if you have a SIN number, if you have a driver's license, that means you're state property, right? You're giving them consent that they're over you. But a lot of people, I'm talking about the majority of people out here, they don't really know that. So that's why people are lashing out this way. Because things aren't done in decency and order. People haven't really given the government consent to rule over them. Right? The right way. So that's why there's all these problems. Now, let me get Exodus 24. So let's get Exodus chapter 24. And I'm going to start at verse 2. And Moses alone shall come near Yahweh, but they shall not come nigh, neither shall the people go up with him. And Moses came and told the people all the words of Yahweh, and all the judgments, and all the people answered with one voice, and said, all the words which Yahweh Bashem Shai has said, will we do. So they gave their consent. The nation came with one, came and gave consent. This is one consent that it's talking about. That's why it said one voice. So they consented to Yahweh Bashem Shai ruling over them. Okay? Now it says here, verse 4, and Moses wrote all the words of Yahweh and rose up early in the morning and builded an altar under the hill and 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of Yashar'Allah. And he sent young men of the children of Yashar'Allah, which offered burnt offerings and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen unto Yahweh. So now he's solidifying the contract by going through the motions, by applying the actions, doing what the Lord wants, so we can bind that contract, so to speak. All right, so that's what you're supposed to do. Okay, so verse 6, and Moses took half of the blood and put it in basins, and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar. So this is a blood covenant, okay? It's a blood covenant. And he took the book of the covenant and read it in the audience of the people, and they said, all that Yahweh has said will we do and be obedient. So they gave their consent to be governed under Yahweh Bashem Shai. All right, so when we went against the Lord and we got punished for it, that's actually a good thing, because we gave our consent to be under Yahweh Bashem Shai, and he fulfilled his end of the contract, but we didn't fulfill our end. So the Lord is justified when it comes to punishing us, right? Now, you people, you didn't really give your consent willfully, and you didn't understand the contract. You didn't understand what you were getting into. So I understand why you people are rioting. I understand why people are rioting and getting angry. A lot of people don't understand what they're getting involved in. Now, with that being said, you still can't really, you still have to render unto Caesar's what's Caesar's, right? Because when you go into, what is it? Romans 13, let me pull that up. The Lord at the end of the day set up these individuals, whether it's a legitimate government or whether it's an illegitimate government, he set them up to rule for a period of time, and you still have to obey them. Okay? So this is Romans chapter 13, verse 1. It says, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of the Most High. The powers that be are ordained of the Most High. Whosoever therefore resists the power resists the ordinance of the Most High, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. So the Lord, he set up the higher powers, or the powers that be. He set up the elites. He set up the spiritual demon Satan to rule, to rule and be over those elites, so they can have control over the earth, right? He set that up. And we know that this is not our rest, this is not our world, so we have to be under these devils for a period of time. Okay, we do. It says here, for ruler, that's why it says Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. It didn't say it was given into the hand of the righteous. Because if it was, it would be a totally different world. That's why you're seeing all this wickedness take place. So the Lord, he set that up. He set that up. And it's to show his power, and it's to show you, well, it's really to get you to appreciate righteousness. And that's why he's doing it this way. Okay. Now it says here, for rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil wilt thou then be not afraid. Will thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. Okay. Verse 4, it says, for he is the minister of the Most High to thee for good, But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid, for he beareth not the sword in vain, for he is the minister of the Most High, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. Okay, especially if he's a good leader or a good governor. All right. So, anyways, I just thought I'd bring that precept out. The Lord, He set up the powers that be, and they're there for a reason. So now I said earlier, people have no inherent right under the law to overthrow their government, and pretty much the reality is they have no lawful obligation to be governed over without giving consent. But oftentimes, man, the only way really to rectify this is through force. Okay, and that's what the people are doing because they have given up their consent unwillfully. They're trying to get what they lost back, and that's why they're demonstrating it through violence. That's why you're seeing all this violence, all this civil unrest, and that's going to come over here. Because today, in this day and age, people are awakened to the fact that pretty much a lot of these elections are rigged by the powers that be or their respective governments. They know that things are rigged, the elections are rigged. They know that this land is stolen. They know that the government isn't really ruling and governing properly. So to get what they've lost, they're gonna fight. They're gonna fight for it, and that's prophecy. That goes back into 2nd Ezra the 15th chapter and 2nd Ezra the 9th chapter. So let me get that. And by the way, the Lord, He prophesied about all these things happening. So hope you're still with me. Let me just.
Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes.
My fingers, man. Come on. All right, so let's go into 2nd Ezra 15. 2nd Ezra 15. I'll start at 14. So this is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. That's right. So people are going to fight their governments, the people that are in power, and they don't care. They don't regard their kings, their princes, which is going into their rulers. And that's what you're seeing here in Haiti. Man, this guy, well, the Prime Minister, Prime Minister Ariel Henry, it says here, he can't even go into his own country anymore. He was stuck in Puerto Rico. Those Haitian gangs were blocking the ports, were blocking the airports, right? So he couldn't even get back into his own country, man. That's serious. So that's a clear example of they shall not regard their kings nor princes. And it says here, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. That's right. It's going to be power to the people. So the people are going to take things into their own hands. And that's why you see gangs, warlords, etc. And this is them trying to rectify, man, trying to get back what they lost. Because things aren't right. They've woken up and they're smelling the coffee and they're seeing that, look, man, everything's rigged. We're not getting no justice. We're not getting no peace. What's going on? All right? So this is what the Lord prophesied. He prophesied that this is going to happen in America, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. So what you see going on in Haiti is going to come over here in America. All right, so let's go to 2nd Ezra 9. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. And it says, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself. Now, how do you measure the time diligently? You got to go to the scriptures, because that's where the prophecies are written, and that's where the signs are. Signs are in the scriptures. You gotta know the scriptures. You gotta read the scriptures. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Yeah, and how is the Most High going to visit the world? He's going to visit the world through his son, Yahushua. So when you see all these signs coming to pass, right, this is a sign, right? This is a sign. These are all signs that the Lord is going to come back, right? So that's a sign. So this is a sign that the second coming of our Lord Hamashiach Yahushai is right around the corner. That's a sign. Verse 3, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. Isn't this an uproar? This is an uproar. Look at the smoke. I believe that's the gang leader, the powerful gang leader, Barbecue. I believe that's him. And these are all the signs, man, right? Uproars. Look at that. This is an uproar. Look at that. All the smoke. Look at that, man. People taking things into their own hands. That's terrible, man. But this is a sign that Yahweh Bashem Yoshai is on his way. All right, so it says, verse 4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Yeah, and that's true. The Lord told you that these things were going to happen. I told you guys that this was going to happen. I told you if you disobeyed me, if you did things in a bad fashion, this is what's going to happen. It's going to come sooner or later. Told you. And how is he telling you? He's telling you through his prophets. Because the Lord himself didn't come off his throne that's in heaven and come lower himself to talk to you. No, he did it through his prophets, his men. The ancient prophets of old that were there back then, and the prophets of today that have come back in the reincarnation in the spirit. Starting with Elder Abba Bibbins and on down, right? So that's how the Lord is speaking to you and telling you these things. And a lot of our people, they take it for granted. They don't want to listen because of how the men of the Lord look. You know, maybe the men of the Lord look old. Maybe the men of the Lord look too young, or maybe they yell too much. You know, whatever, man. You people just take it for granted. So verse 5, for like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Yeah, the end is coming, the end of this world. That's pursuing to 2 Ezra chapter 6 and 9, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Yeah, so we're at the end of Esau's rule. We're at the end of these heathen nations ruling over us. Right? We're coming to the end of these heathen governments, and Haiti is a heathen government. Okay, it's a it's a heathen government. Okay, heathenistic government, and it's coming to an end. And we're coming into Yahushai's government. All right, so what else? Maybe I can get Daniel 4. I'll get Daniel 4 and 17 then. Might as well. Because the Lord, at the end of the day, he set up the powers that be. And this is a nice precept to show that. This is Daniel chapter 4, verse 17. And it says, This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. You hear that? Did you hear that? And giveth it to whomsoever he will. That's right. All right, and he gave these heathens, starting with the so-called white man, control over the earth and different parts of the planet. Okay? He gave it to them. And it says here, and setteth up over it the basis of man. Who's the basis man? The so-called white man, the Edomite, the caveman. Base man. So you have a base man that is in charge, ruling. Okay, and the Lord is doing this to show how powerful he really is. He took a man out of the caves and put a business suit a suit and tie, a three-piece suit. Let him shave himself with Gillette razors. Put on that speed stick. And he gave him the ability to articulate himself and speak in a very proper way or proper fashion. And now he's ruling over everybody. Now he's on top. That shows you the power of Hamashiach Yahushua. It shows you how powerful he really is. Dangerous, man. So at the end of the day, the Lord, he set this all up. All right, he set this up. So yeah, that's it, man. That's it. That's all I got. So it shows you, man, how fragile the notion of government really is. And, you know, honestly, a derelict government is no government at all. But it's a hostage taker of the resources and power that rightfully belongs to the people, and obviously it belongs to Yahweh Bashim Yoshai. This is the Lord's world at the end of the day. But you know, a dilapidated government is no government at all, guys. And this is a clear example of that. This place is Haiti is not doing too well. So anyways, with that, just want to give all praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah Chodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, that do teach well, that have taught me this truth. To you, I say Shalom, and Shalom unto the hopeful, like Twam Yashallah, Baba. Shalom.